Would you rather be happy or proud? Would you be happy if you are, banging women all day, taking drugs all day? Or would you be happier if you know that you are the man who did exactly what you say you're gonna do, took care of all your people? Which one would you be happier? So I spoke to a lot of highly successful guys, multi-millionaires, top-level fighters, world-class fighters, world champions. People that are at the top 1% of every field that they pursue. Oftentimes, what their happiest moment tend to come from their proudest moment. Which then makes me think, because I ask a lot of people that I want to know, when we are having a conversation to get to know them better, I ask them, what is your proudest moment? It always tends to end up being their happiest moment. And then I break down what are the common things within each of their proudest moment. I do it over 20 times right now. And I did it for myself as well, my own proudest moment. What I realized is all this proudest moment always comes down to having 4 commonalities. Number 1 is that there is a strong why. Why do they want to achieve it? And by the way, all of these things is going to be customized towards you yourself, because it's only your proudest moment. Your proudest moment may seem to be some kind of a minor achievement to someone else, but that doesn't matter, because by achieving that, I will then share that it comes with a superpower. I'll cover that later. So back to it. It starts with a strong why. Why do you want to achieve that? Every one of their proudest moments always have this. The next thing is that tasks have to be somehow an impossible task for you. So for example, for me, for you, fighting 10 gorillas might be an impossible task, but for me, killing 10 gorillas is like easy, right? So it's different. It has to be your impossible. So you have the strong why, you have the impossible task that is your own impossible. Next is going to be the enemy, or in this case, the obstacle. What is it about this thing that makes it difficult? What are the additional roadblocks that will come out along the way that makes it even more impossible to accomplish this task? And lastly, it's going to be the relentless dedication to it. Relentless dedication to never stop, consistently going after it until you finally achieve it. So all these components make up a lot of people's, what is that called? The proudest moment. And when they do achieve it, it becomes also one of their happiest moments. So with that being said, I'll give you an example from my own life, one of my proudest moments. One of my proudest moments is my second professional fight. So the impossible task. On paper, it's impossible. I was 1-0 at that time, and my opponent was 7-1 or 8-1, either one of this, right? So if you were to put a bet, not knowing anything about each person, you look at the records, 1-0 versus 7-1. Anybody would bet money on that 7-1 person. It's like a suicide mission in that way. And there is also a lot of other things leading up to it that I know that I was put in that position not to win that fight. I won't go into that exact details in this video, but I was put in a position to not win that fight. I was put in that position hoping that I would lose that, right? That being said, so that was my impossible task. And with that, I knew it was an impossible task. Now my why. Why do I want to beat this? Why do I need to do this? Because I knew that someone wanted me to lose. I knew that it's supposed to be an impossible task for me. And that is enough why for me to prove that. Because you want me to lose so bad, I'm not fucking losing. I'm gonna beat this shit, right? So that's my why. I have the impossible task and then the obstacles. The obstacles leading up to that fight. Leading up to that fight, I would say 2 to 3 weeks before, I got banned from the gym because I caught an infection that was infectious. So I could not enter the gym, I could not do any martial arts training. All I could do is do sprinting outside at the park myself. So that is one of the obstacles, and I was at that time also studying. So I had schools, I skipped school, a lot of things, making it difficult to even make it to the fight. So those are the obstacles, and eventually I stuck to it. I did what I can with what I had. So basically, you know, sprinting, shadow boxing, everything that could go wrong to make it not happen, happened. But I still stuck through it from the moment I accepted the fight to prepare to the best of my ability. And halfway through, there's obstacles, we overcome those obstacles. And then of course, finally, on the fight night, that was one of my best performances. I basically skillfully dissected a vastly more experienced opponent. And to look back, that was one of the proudest moments because it's something that you're not supposed to win. Everything was against you to not succeed, and you succeeded. You did what was your impossible. So proving that to myself showed me that, you know, to not doubt myself ever again. And I'm very proud that I achieved that. I'm very proud that I overcome that. So that was also turned to be one of my happiest moments. So that is one of the things that I'm proud of. And then I'm trying to say that when you link this to a lot of other people that I heard stories from, the highly successful guys, it's always their proudest moment that is their happiest. So back to the original question, do you want to chase happiness? Would you rather be happy or would you rather be proud? And as a man, I can tell you that all the hedonistic stuff, like, you know, taking drugs, getting drunk, banging hookers and shit like this, it's all very short-lived. The true pride that will stay, the true happiness that will stay, is the pride you have within yourself, knowing that you are the guy that did your impossible and conquered even more. That is the happiness that will last. So chase pride over happiness. Anytime you need to make a decision, choose the decision that will make you most proud as a man. And that's where I want to end this video. So a little bit of teaser for next week is that when you do your impossible, there is actually a special power, and I will share with you what the actual special power is with next week's video. Peace out.